in bioenergetics, something that you'll notice is that we don't actually have breathing exercises. There's nothing that really pushes us to breathe a certain way, unless you want to say that it makes us breathe naturally.
You can move a mountain, you can break rocks, you could be a master, don't wait for luck.
Now, to know what natural breathing is, you could probably look at either an animal or an infant, a very young child, and you'll notice that they breathe from their belly just without actually consciously thinking about it. You see that their belly moves up, it goes into their chest, and then it comes out, and they're not thinking about it at all. So all these breathing exercises that are very conscious is not what bioenergetics is about. Basically, what bioenergetics promotes is this natural breathing, helping us to start breathing just naturally. And there's many ways that this happens. So number one is going to be through breathing horizontally. So I'll demonstrate it so that we know. So vertical breathing is different than horizontal breathing in this way. Horizontal breathing, I just let the belly out, creating a natural vacuum and then relaxing. And through that natural vacuum, air just comes in. Now, vertical breathing is when I'm breathing through my throat and sucking in air, right? So check out the difference. So we're using our diaphragm to breathe, right? So I'm looking at it right now. You can't see too much, but basically what I'm doing is I'm vertically breathing using my diaphragm. I still can be breathing into my belly, but in vertical breathing, my shoulders go up and down. That's why they call it vertical breathing. But what's really going on is that it's creating a lot of tension in my upper back and in my neck muscles, and it's just unnecessary energy that is being wasted by doing that. So your body is breathing, you're not breathing. That's the main piece of horizontal breathing when it comes to bioenergetics. The other piece is that when we're entering into difficult exercises that create stress and tension, we want to try to focus ourselves on feeling our body. Let's say like the bow puts us in a stressful position. And what you want to do is, instead of inhaling the breath, you want to let your body take in the breath on its own. So that's going to help you throughout the exercises to enter into the exercise more fully, to allow the vibrations to happen. And it works both ways. Through breathing this way, you allow yourself to calmly go through the tension and the vibrations that happen. But at the same time, by going through the tension and the vibrations, it's opening up your breathing so you can breathe more naturally and calmly without any issues. And that's what I love about bioenergetics. It's not just breathing exercises, and it's not just thinking about situations and traumatic experiences and just reframing them. It's actually going into the body, into the places where the traumatic holding patterns are present and are real within our body, and working on those. And by doing that, our mind changes, and we're able to really go into those traumatic experiences, some of them that we don't even remember anymore, and just release them, release them and let them go. Sometimes what's very interesting is that when we go through these bioenergetic exercises, thoughts come up or memories come up. Let's say I don't know what happened that has hurt me and caused me to not breathe fully. But then I'm doing the bow, something might come up into my mind as I'm letting myself breathe and enter into that place that is uncomfortable, but I'm going through it, and through muscle memory, and the muscle memory that has caused that tension to happen. Now I'm able to remember that moment, that specific instance, and from then I can reframe the situation, but also I'm already releasing a lot of it through releasing it in my body. And then of course there's other pieces that include forgiveness and whatnot, but this is a great way to begin the healing process, and also to know what was the actual root cause of the situation, because everything gets stored in our body. There's a great book called The Body Keeps the Score. Everybody loves this book. Everybody's like, oh man, this book is awesome, especially a lot of like the new therapists. The Body Keeps the Score: Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. And they talk. It's a great book. It's a great book, and it talks about people who go through trauma, especially like soldiers, and how PTSD is very well documented in being solved through EMDR, basically eye rapid movement desensitization, and that is bioenergetics. That's what it is. Except bioenergetics is like the body keeps a score times 100. So it's just like next level stuff, and I'm excited to share this stuff with you. But also I'm expecting that more people, especially therapists, come into the knowledge of bioenergetic analysis therapy and start using these concepts with their patients, so that people can get healed much more efficiently, much more quickly, and much more fully. All right, so let's go back into bioenergetic breathing. Number 2 is going to be to open your mouth. There's different ways that you can open up your mouth. Sometimes it's wide mouth, or you can breathe without fully opening up your mouth that wide. But the important thing about that is we want to oxygenate our body as much as possible. So in bioenergetics, what we're not doing is calming our body or trying to have a mystical experience or something like that. We're not calming down, trying to be peaceful, breathing deeply. No, it's the opposite. What we're doing is we're charging our body with oxygen. We're putting a lot of oxygen in there. And the reason for that is to start moving things, to start moving it around. And when we put ourselves into a difficult position, we're allowed to feel vibrations. We're allowed to enter deeply into it, and through that, let's say, cathartic release, or through that energetic release, things can happen. Things can really change within our body, within our muscular system, within our breathing itself. So that's another principle of bioenergetic breathing. You'll notice that in some of the videos, it's open mouth, deep breathing, or just breathing through your mouth to oxygenate our body and to start really moving things and charging our body. Well, we can talk more about that later, but let's just leave it at that for now. And then we'll go into principle number 3, which is making a sound. So for some of the exercises, we don't need to make a sound, or we don't. And there's obviously situations and places where we can't make a sound because maybe somebody's sleeping next door or something like that, right? So most of the times, though, when we can make a sound, it is great to release that sound. So let's say I'm doing the bow again, right? It's good to allow ourselves to make that sound for many different reasons. But when it comes to breathing itself, is that sound is creating vibrations within our inner tube, within our breathing apparatus, that is causing little vibrations by making that sound. And in doing that, it's opening up a lot of the muscular holding patterns that are happening specifically in that soft breathing apparatus that we have. So just like in other bioenergetic exercises, including the bow, I'll keep using the bow because it's one of the best exercises, is like, hopefully you can see it, that I'm going to start vibrating like crazy. All right, so let's do this. All right. So I'm pretty sure you saw that. There was a lot of vibration happening, and that's like vibrating the exterior muscles. But in making the sound, we're also vibrating the inner muscles, which is allowing deeper breathing to happen. And what happens is natural breathing occurs based on doing the bioenergetic exercises. When you can make a sound, there's sometimes you're going to be put in a lot of tense situations within bioenergetics, and it's really good to make that sound. You actually, sometimes the sound will naturally come out because you're just in such a tense situation. You may begin to cry or to scream or to groan or to moan, to shout, whatever it is. Let it come out, because that's where healing happens. It's through that pushing yourself a little bit past your comfort zone, past your boundary, and letting that vibration really happen, sitting with it, noticing your body and breathing through it. Okay, so I hope that helps. Peace.
You can move a mountain, you can break rocks, you could be a master. Don't wait for love.